Hey, is there anybody else out there? Do you still have the evil eye of Sauron on the other screen, Piero?
Yeah, it sort of looked like it might have been trying to change itself for a moment there, but then it came back as the evil eye.
Close it, reopen it. That's a bug.
Okay. Close. Okay.
I've experienced that. If you start to hang out.
Well, let's type a message in there to let people know to go to the webpage and use that link instead.
Oh, now something is happening on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, there you guys are. You're on YouTube, Google+.
Hey, is there anybody else out there?
A little bit of a delay.
Well,
You still have the evil eye of Sauron on the other
No,
screen, Piero?
it looks like it's working.
Sort of thought like it might have been trying to change itself.
So let's get started here.
Back as
For those of you who are online and wish to actually participate in person, please go to clubs.org/meet and proceed to click on the link that is directly above the YouTube-looking video screen. That will get you into the participation aspect of Google Hangouts. All right. So.
Wow.
Let's go through and see who we have. Andy, Dave, myself, Suzanne, and Piero. Currently, that's all we have. We'll look forward to some people online hopefully joining us soon. So let's proceed with old business. Under our old business, we have the open house expenses, which were spent. That was $100. Temporary loan to Frank Robertson. Which is supposed to be paid back by the end of the month. Hopefully that's done. Shouldn't be too hard for him to pay it from what I understand. Ken and Dave, ham radio license tests.
haven't really had time to think about it, so.
Can we recycle the stuff we've already done? I really want to get another ham radio tested this year.
Theoretically. The problem is that it's no longer current.
Okay.
So,
We have to order new books. Or do we have your books yet?
well, the slideshow presentation needs to be redone. Somewhat. Not much, probably. But it's got to be updated because the information's... The whole testing, all the questions are different.
Okay.
And some of that information is key to the testing. So it's just a matter of going through the slideshow and updating it.
You happen to know if the Android app is updated?
I have no
New questions?
idea what that would be. I don't know anything about Android apps, but surely it must
the
be.
test prep Android app for ham radio?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I would assume so. It'd be silly if they didn't, because there's
Right.
radio practice test.
The practice test thing.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if it's updated.
Should be.
New questions.
We've known about it for 10 years, what date it would change, so surely somebody updated it.
Okay. Cool. I would really like to get another class in this year. We can do that for at least the techno code.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people I've been talking to is heavily interested in that, especially since we have a satellite system going on, including me.
Okay. Very good.
Cool. As you all know, our nonprofit status is official. There will be a meeting hopefully sometime next month to outline organizational goals and to have a new kind of a refresh of this, not refresh, but a structural overview of what we're doing, just to reinforce our nonprofit status and how it relates, how our actions relate to what it is.
So can I make a comment on that topic?
Please.
So I did a little bit of outreach of my own to a fellow at the local Indiana SCORE chapter. It's sponsored by the SBA, and it's retired executives who are business mentors.
Okay.
So that's their thing that they do, is they offer free business advice to business people and nonprofits. So I signed up with a session, and I'm going to go visit a fellow named Norman Levine up at the Keystone Crossing on Tuesday evening. And if any of you are able, you are welcome to join me.
Okay. I will not be. I will be in Boston all next week. Suzanne, are you available? Can you text us if you're available? I'm not sure what day.
It's next Tuesday,
What time?
7 p.m.
Yeah, I can probably make that.
Suzanne, are you still there? No. Okay. She might be available.
Okay.
All right. Well, work with Piero on that, Suzanne, and see if you can meet up with this guy. And it'd be nice to see some external organizational people think about what we have and how it's working and things like that. It'd be nice to see an external view of our organization.
I got a brief piece of feedback actually from the staff woman there who was booking my meeting for me when I was talking to her. So she read my my application. I just kind of submitted an online form saying who we are, what we are, and pointing to the web page. And she said, "Well, I looked over your data, and as a former marketing person myself, I just wanted to give you one heads up that I have no idea, even after reading your web page, what it is you guys are doing."
Okay.
So.
Agreed. I brought that up too. It's just me got to do something about it.
I think we're nichifying ourselves a little too much. I mean, if we've got a public-facing web page, maybe we ought to, if somebody lands there and they don't know what a makerspace is, maybe we should have a brief explanation.
Yeah, definitely.
We need a lot of something, and it's going to require a marketing type person, I think, to tell us what that is.
Yeah, and there's a lot there that we need to focus on. I mean, that's marketing has been a focus item for a long time, and we just haven't had somebody to dedicate time to it.
Yeah, so that's what the topic was that when they booked the meeting, they said, "What specifically do you want to talk about?" And I said, basically, the two biggest things for us are member attraction and retention.
Yes.
Can you help? So we'll see.
And a lot of that has to go back to marketing, I mean, ultimately.
Yeah, I don't know what portion,
Right, yeah. There's more to it than that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for that feedback and for looking into that. That seems like a great... Is there a link or a website I can go to get more information on this?
Yeah, just Google Indiana or Indianapolis SCORE chapter. SCORE like in 4 and 7 years ago.
Sorry, hold on a second. I'm trying to get this Google Doc to play nice. Oh, come on.
Hi, Wes.
Hey, Piero.
What is it?
Yeah, you had a smooth voice. You could go up against James Earl Jones.
It's an acronym. Hi, Wes.
Hey, guys. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we can't hear you at all, Wes.
Well, you might just see my picture. I didn't know yet.
Yeah.
I think they're using your the VR machine.
Oh, are they? Okay. That's probably more capable anyway than that one that's up on the wall.
Much more, because the one on the wall doesn't work at all.
All right. I'm going to wipe Frank's little DDR project off this list because it really doesn't need to be there anymore.
Okay.
He hasn't been working on it, I know that, so I'm just going to ignore that for now. List of items for sale. Wes, you joined us.
Yes.
How's the sale of items going?
I actually have to go get Pam. I know she's listed a number of the glassware things. I'm not sure where she's at. If you give me a minute here, I'll have to go get her. So.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, we can come back to that. It's no big deal. I know Frank really hasn't sold anything other than what he has sold already. So the spreadsheet probably is fairly flat right now as far as sale items. And the metal milling class, which popped up kind of in between this week and the last, but I'm going to still put it under old business because we've been talking about it for a while, is going on and is going to be Sunday, correct?
Yes.
I signed up for it. Sadly, my flight was earlier than I thought it was. So I will not be able to make it. However, Suzanne is going to make it in my absence. Ooh, I forgot a message.
Okay.
Nothing in the About Us section says what we actually need to do. All right. So yeah, we'll have to update. Suzanne also concurs about our website, not telling people what we are.
Well, yeah.
Mostly I just got copies of the stuff we have on our wiki over, I think. That'll help quite a bit.
I looked at that, and there's nothing of value on there, I don't think. Certainly not from a marketing standpoint. It's more confusing than it is helpful, I think.
Hey, so this guy who's teaching the class tomorrow, I'm pretty game. I mean,
Piero, you're
he's
Piero, I think you're down to the point where we can't hear you.
if we have, you want to put on.
The squirrels need to run faster. Piero, are you still there?
Is it my internet or is it yours?
Who knows?
I think it's yours because we are getting pretty much. Yeah, who knows at this point?
I can't tell.
Try again.
Can everybody hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Tomorrow.
Okay, so it's Piero, it's on your end, I think.
Yeah, as I can see you
Right.
guys' video, pretty high quality, so I wouldn't think it'd be you.
Okay.
Of course, it's just voice. You'd think that way.
Right.
Sorry, Google. I don't know. It's they're kind of.
Yeah, you're not getting video correctly either.
Well, that stinks. I wonder what's going on here.
Now it's fine.
Yeah. Maybe somebody downloaded something or whatnot, but you're go ahead and talk again because it looks like you're good again.
Okay.
Oh, talk too soon. Damn it. Sorry, Piero, it's not working. Amanda, I'm not sure if you're going to talk now. Okay, sorry, Piero. Well, hopefully the class goes well. Suzanne's going to take my place in the class, and she'll learn some stuff about milling and hopefully translate some of that knowledge to me. I think that's it for old business. Does anybody have anything that's old business to discuss? I can think of. Try to include everything I could think of in there. I've had quite a bit of club communications over the past month. Received communication from TechSoup about basically our revocation of our nonprofit status. They apparently got a confusion over the dates that were associated with our previous issue with the IRS, so that has been fixed, and we are solid again with TechSoup as a nonprofit. We still need to get together a list of needs for the next year because it's a yearly process with TechSoup. So we need a list of licenses we need for a full year, so we kind of anticipate what it is we're going to need. We should have communication for the use of wood, the purchase of wood for winter. So there has been discussion about buying ricks of wood for $50.
We can do that until tomorrow, I think.
Okay. Is that something we want to do?
I would suggest it. If we're going to burn stuff, we should at least start with a pile of wood that we have.
Okay, I agree.
And there's more wood out back. We just can't have what's already split, I guess, right?
Correct. You gotta use logs that are not split. Split them yourself. Find some way to split them.
Right.
Bring gasoline to use the splitter that's there.
Oh, there's a splitter?
Yeah, there's a wood splitter back there, according to Teal.
Right.
Yeah,
he's the one. He's splitting the wood for Josh. So.
Yeah, Teal's splitting the wood for Josh. I don't know how that works or what that entitles, but
right.
He said that he's used he's brought his own gas and used some of that to split wood for himself as well.
Yeah.
So there's that we might be able to do. That isn't really official, but
yeah, I'd say get 2 ricks of wood at least to start with, and then we'll figure that out later.
Right. I would be okay with that. We need to have a place to put it.
Yeah, we need to build a rack.
Yeah. So how are we going to manage that?
Like Piero's idea is fine.
What was your idea?
Pipe. Used pipe.
Used pipe. Okay.
Yeah, just dig up whatever pipe we've got and bolt it, clamp it all together, whatever.
All right.
The way I did mine at home was I threaded and made I threaded like an upside down U-shaped thing. So we have a pipe cutter and threader, so that might be kind of fun to use those.
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't know that we had that.
Yeah, we have a pipe threader.
Okay.
We used it for the radio tower. Works pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, that sounds like a good plan. We're going to have to work on that soon, though, because it sounds like tomorrow is our deadline for the $50 deal.
It's 12th. That's Sunday. So
12th is Sunday.
So we've got all day tomorrow to do it, probably. Or at least
call them and tell them we want
it. Yeah, I mean, we could have them deliver it. It's just that they are, in my experience last year, won't show up when they say they're going to.
We're
not time-based.
We're not really too concerned about it as long as we get the same amount of, as long as we pay the same amount of money, because we don't need it right now. This minute. If it's here in the next week, I'm happy.
The problem is, how does it get in the building? When they randomly show up whenever they feel like it.
Yes.
Instead of at the time that was scheduled.
That's true. Forgot about that.
So.
That'll be handled by our on-duty staff person.
Don't have. All right.
Casper.
If it's going to be during the weekday, put me on call, and I can be here in 10 minutes.
Okay. Also an option.
What's the option to use your pickup truck?
The cheapest option is for us to get some people that can lift wood and fill the truck up.
Okay.
That's the cheapest option.
I'm sure that they had like a forklift or something to just pile it into your truck or not.
No, they have very large men.
Okay.
Yeah. And they charge for their use. So.
I see.
Yeah, about $40 or $50.
Yeah, let's just go get it. Where is it?
A couple blocks away. It's just down at Arlington.
All right, as long as we don't have to go to Greenfield.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
No, it's like 3 or 4 blocks.
We could do that tomorrow.
Yep.
Yes. Sure. Are you gonna be here tomorrow, Piero?
Yeah, but I'm meeting some people there again. So if they come early, then we'll see how it works in.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But if you want, I mean, I can just give the keys to my truck to somebody, and they can just fill up my back of my truck.
Okay. So yeah, so it's $50 a rick.
Yep.
So I can pay 50 of it. I don't mind. If anybody wants to join in and do another 50, I'll get two ricks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure truck can handle, but
probably 2 ricks is pushing it.
Okay. So.
But we've got 2 trucks.
2 trucks.
3 would probably last us, a good few months. So.
Yeah.
Or at least 2 months.
My plan was tomorrow to start taking apart the furnace, chimney sweep it, get it ready for winter.
What are we going to do about the top barrel? Because it's got creosote in it, like almost an inch thick, and that's an explosion hazard.
Right. Step 1 would be to probably I don't know. I mean, there's got to be a chemical that can clean all that shit.
What about those creosote burning logs?
They tend not to work too well. You still need to, and then they work fine during the season, but when you're done with the season, you're still supposed to brush them out. And we can brush that barrel out. That's not. We got the brush for it.
Yeah, we got a hole, so.
We got 2 holes. We can cut another hole and put a cap in it.
Yeah.
Need be.
Yep. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to put a couple more holes in it and put some more pipes in there anyway for additional heat. So we'll work on that. I mean, there should be a decent way to do it at some point.
Yep.
All right. So that's that. Back to communications. A person from Popular Mechanics called me actually today. They are doing a survey. They wanted to do a survey, and I allowed them. They're looking for the top 10 up-and-coming tech cities. And we're asking about the makerspace, what we do, how it enables innovation in the area, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I also pointed them into a few additional organizations like Developer Town and Speakeasy and Big Car and a few other places. I told we did have a few members of ours that were working on patents, but I really couldn't talk to them about them specifically because of pending patents. They said they were okay with that. So, but yeah, it seemed interesting that they were looking at that. Who knows? Maybe Indy will be on the top 10 list of new tech cities.
I would be very surprised, but very pleased if that happened.
I would too. Especially if they mention our name at all. It'd be awesome. Richard Meyer had contacted our club about a Hammond organ that could be possibly donated to us. I was hesitant to even talk to him about it, but after talking with him, it's a smaller acoustic organ, and it wasn't the full-size ones that you see in churches. It was a smaller, not portable, but yet bigger, smaller than normal organ.
Does it work?
He said that it works, but probably needs some maintenance. So.
Interesting. Not worth anything, but interesting.
I would tend to agree with that. Probably not worth anything. Do we want to say yes or no to this donation?
Well, do you have a place to put it?
Nope.
And you better say no.
I tend to agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
As long as everybody's in agreement with that, I'll say no.
Yeah,
I don't see, unless we're going to have someone sitting in the back playing organ music as people walk in. It'd be like
Well, the
a
only thing I
funeral
can
home.
think of is we could donate the organ to the church next door.
yeah.
You can repair it and then donate it to the church next door. But other than
I
that,
can't imagine that they would want that.
I can't.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, they go for 25, 30 bucks a good roll.
Yeah. All right, I'll let them know. CNBC contacted us on Meetup about Make Me a Millionaire Inventor. They're doing another reality series. They wanted us to let our members know that if they have a invention of some type that they need R&D or prototyping, need to do patents on, et cetera, to let them know. I told them I would let everybody know. So I'm letting everybody know.
Maybe you'll get somebody to patent his free energy idea.
Yeah. That might be embarrassing to the club versus.
Yeah, please nothing that's against the rules of physics.
I'm just saying.
But think about the risk to reward ratio.
True.
Well, that one, 100% risk, 0 reward.
Suzanne and I had a very interesting discussion earlier today with our local Developer Town and Speakeasy group. They reached out to us asking to get in contact with them about the possibility of doing either mostly about doing a maker fair or some type of maker fair oriented activity, but also about possibly doing a kid oriented makerspace that would work with them on that. And some interesting stuff to come on that. We just had about a brief 15-minute or so conversation with them. Suzanne and I did. Looks good. There is a meeting, I think, set up for when I get back from Boston. I want to say it's Tuesday. Suzanne, do you have the date? I forget what it is. Monday the 20th. So we're going to meet here on Monday the 20th and discuss the possibility of doing a joint venture with them on the Maker Faire. I don't think they know that we are a nonprofit, an actual federal nonprofit now. So I do believe they are a nonprofit pending.
So say again who they are.
Developer Town.
Okay, so it is Developer Town itself. It's not one of the groups that meets in Developer Town, like The Verge or the Lean Startup Circle or one of those type people.
My understanding is there was the Developer Town people themselves. It was the executive, I want to say it was the executive director that called us or contacted us. Laura is her name.
Okay, and so she works for that Jeb Banner fellow, or
possibly Laura Dodds is her name, and she is.
All right. A kid makerspace.
Yeah, kid friendly.
Lots of possibilities there.
So Suzanne.
Yeah.
And Developer Town, and also for Tech Point Foundation Youth, which is their nonprofit part. So she works for Developer Town, but also does work with Tech Point Foundation.
Okay. What time on the 20th?
Look, I just had it up. Deal with it. 5:30 p.m. on the 20th. Here.
5:30? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, 4, not 5:30.
That's
I
Thursday
apologize.
the
That's 4 o'clock.
23rd.
I was looking at the end time, not the start time.
Different
on the
date.
23rd.
Yeah,
Oh.
Thursday the 23rd, not Monday.
Yeah. Okay. I'm totally wrong. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Thursday the 23rd at 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Can that be on the Cyberia calendar?
I would like this to be a small group of people because we're not really sure where this is going to head.
Well, just put it as like private meeting or something.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can do it just to block the time. That'd be great. Great idea. But yeah, I just don't want a bunch of our general members showing up and adding to confusion. I think a core group of people would be a good idea on this one. And I think that's all the communications I had. Does anybody else have any other communications to talk about? Suzanne, you didn't have anything else, did you?
I think she abandoned for a moment.
Yeah, possibly.
Can you hear me when I talk now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I talked to Dave Bonner about going to his school and doing some programs. He's looking for people that, here I'll read exactly what he wrote me so I don't have to quote him, but it's for a gifted and talented program at his school. Still filling the calendar, and so there's still some open slots. This is a program I run in an outreach to gifted kids and their families through Mensa. The purposes are 1, other fun and enriching opportunities to stimulate their wonderful minds, and 2, to get them together with their intellectual peers to keep their egos in check. so the parents can get together and swap successful strategies and not feel alone in parenting a gifted child. And so we could either meet at a site that we pick, or it's not at a school, so they either come to the club or like to another location. And they wanted to have the events on a Friday afternoon or evening after school. So if any of you are interested in working on this 3D printing program, which is what he suggested, for this, we'll develop a program for that. Probably not too different from what we did the libraries, but you have a group of smarter kids now, so you can make it a little more challenging if you want.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And then there's a group on the west side that has a community space. They are near IUPUI. They are like more focused on art than we are on as we are in technology. But still, it's about having a community center collaborating on ideas and he makes things too. Like he made this really cool bicycle tricycle thing, and I don't know. So they're having an open house tomorrow night if anybody wants to go and check it out. And then they have some upcoming like seminars and things on how to develop a website, how to make connections in your community. They work with Big Car and places like that. So it's called the No Limits House.
What was that?
No Limits House.
So I'm going to go there tomorrow and check that out and see, it's great that there's somewhere on the west side. Maybe we can get some people over to the east side and work with them on some things.
My kind of understanding about it is almost a commune type thing. Only.
Well, yeah, because they live there as well as create there.
Correct.
They're more like Teals than us, but still.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. They talked with us a little while we were over at Mosaic about maybe collaborating on some projects. So it'd be interesting to see what they have and what they're doing over there. So if anybody's interested, they can tag along and go over to their facility this weekend during their open house.
Is that kind of like the Earth House down there on Michigan Avenue?
I would say it's more artistic than that. Earth House is more about growing things and, well, Earth House. And Earth House is also, it was. I don't know. Is Earth House still there?
I think it is.
Okay. But yeah, I thought they were more about growing fruits and veggies and doing. I don't know what they do, to be honest.
They are a collective.
Yeah.
There was an article that a friend of mine just posted from Indianapolis Maker that listed 12 places like that.
Okay.
From Indianapolis.
Okay, so there's several already. Okay. 12 indie arts group. They're transforming the city scene. Damn it, why aren't we on that list? No, we're not an art group.
We're not an art group.
Yeah. We're a technology group. That does some art. All right, is there anything else there?
I'm gonna go blow my nose. Bye.
Okay, bye. She is not feeling well, unfortunately. I think Treasurer's Report, let's pull that up. It's a balance sheet. Currently, we've paid the bills that we are supposed to pay every month, for the most part. Total assets of being about $4,790.42.
Yeah, we're still above water.
Still above water, but barely. I know we lost a few members in the last month cycle.
Mick still hasn't contacted me.
Okay.
Wes trued himself up. Thank you, Wes.
Thank you. I know I put some money in your locker, Piero, so you'll probably get that tomorrow.
Okay.
And yeah, we need to. I've been doing, I'll be honest, a terrible job at contacting those individuals who hadn't paid the last month. So I would appreciate if, Piero, you could send a list to Andy about the people that haven't paid. So we can reach out to them.
There's another report for that. Most overdue customers.
Yeah.
I'll get Guido and Nunzio on it right away.
Should we try and keep going after Mike Stackhouse? He's kind of fallen off the radar.
No, I don't have a problem with going after anybody. I mean, to be honest.
I don't mean going after, but
yeah. But yeah, if they seemed interested at one point, let's reach out to them and see how they're doing and see if we can get them back.
Mm-hmm.
Remind them we're here.
Yeah. I also would really like to get a list of every email address we can possibly find and start doing a MailChimp. That is something.
Right out there in that guest book.
Yeah, well, the guest book, all of the old paperwork we have that's been signed and turned in, anything we can find that has email addresses on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to compile all that data. I started doing that over a year ago and haven't had a chance mentally to go back to it and complete the list.
Well, it should be a much bigger list now.
Yeah, I had placed some of that list into the QuickBooks document, and some of it was just in, I think, an Excel spreadsheet or something I was working on. So I'll have to look at where those are at, but I'd love to recompile a new list of global contacts, so to speak.
Also, our guest book is full, so we need to deal with that tomorrow. So
Print more pages.
Yeah, we need to print more. We also need to print more packets as well.
yeah, I don't know where the documents are for the guest book, but yeah, I can print some packets out. Our printer's down, or one of them. So
Is this one working?
yeah, I think the color laser jet works out there, right? So
This one isn't?
This one does, but
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't.
The color laser jet, I think, was running low on some type of thing at one point.
Okay, so we might have to put it on that one.
Is the black and white not working?
Fusers failed on the big one.
Okay. That's what I thought. I looked
That's
at
what
it
the
the
error
other day.
messages. I looked it up to see what it was.
I tried to print something on it the other day, and it's printed out, spit out one page and stopped. So
It will print exactly one page and then throw a fuser error.
okay. Probably dust got to it,
It's just old. They
Yeah.
go bad.
or that.
I mean, that thing's got like 1,000,000 hours on it. Or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for so many hours, they're automatically shut down for replacement. They're like $45, I think.
For fuser?
Mhm.
Well, that's
It's
not
just a
bad.
heating bar.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. I thought it'd be more than that.
I'll ask Troy if he's here tomorrow.
Let's see if he can get a hold of one. He usually deals only with Xerox, but
Yeah, but he'd know where to get it at least
yeah.
and what it is. And
All right, back to
find it.
our treasurer's report.
Yeah, so we lost Daniel Eisinger. I don't know if you guys remember him. A young fellow from Muncie who paid us a couple of visits, and then signed up, and then sent me an email very graciously saying, you know what, I just live too far away. I'm not being realistic.
Okay.
So he's out. I forget who the other one was, too. Yeah, I didn't write that down.
We talked about that one already. Hopefully he'll come back at some point. He'll be here on weekends and whatnot to help out, but
Kevin Arbuckle also. Haven't really heard from him payment-wise for a long time.
okay.
I haven't heard anything from Kevin in a long time.
Either
He's
have I.
had some issues, yeah.
He's still active with the CNC, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen him here, but I don't know.
It's mostly done at this point, though, as far as his
Or is his
art.
work. Yeah. I would like to get a hold of him though and follow up and see how he's doing and see if he wants to continue a membership or not.
Yeah.
Even at a lower level, I wouldn't be against that.
He was already at the lower level.
Was he? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our net for this month is $743.99. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Do we know where that surplus came from?
Surplus?
Is that it's the net income, correct?
Yeah, so Frank had that sale of that Dialogic board that we finally got paid for on PayPal, plus a couple of other items.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, those were 600.
So that's miscellaneous revenue, correct?
Yeah.
605. So that's the bulk of that. All right, that makes sense.
Reminds me, I talked to Pam. She sold one of the flasks for $30.
Okay.
Everything else is still listed. She's trying to get as much as she can out of it. Do we want it going quick, or do we want to just wait and get as much as we can?
There's no rush. Just take your time.
Okay.
Got money in the bank. Just
As long as it's not costing you a whole lot to list it every time, it's up to you.
Yeah, but she's the expert. I'll let her decide. Just
That's
based
fine.
on that.
Don't be overly realistic. Don't be too
Oh,
high price.
No, but she looks at what it goes for and what you can
Excellent.
get for it from other people. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
I've almost got another truckload of circuit boards to take to Trinity there.
Okay.
Typically, I take that money and I stick it in this laser cutter envelope.
Ah, okay. Wonderful. How much is in that envelope right now? Is that a separate line item that's not part of the...
No, it's a secret envelope that has some mysterious benefactors.
Okay. That hopefully includes me at some level. I know I have an IOU on that, but...
Yeah.
Speaking of donations to be recycled, Piero, I've got a bunch of aluminum parts left over from when I took my pool down that I just need to get somebody's help to get loaded up and taken down, and that money is the money that we get for that is welcome for the club too.
Okay. Yeah. Pile it on.
Cool.
I just wasn't going to store them here because that just seemed rude.
Is it all like thin metal?
It's
Aluminum sheet or something?
It's the aluminum sheet that went around the outside of the pool, and it's the poles on the outside are aluminum. So it's, I don't know how many pounds, probably about 60 pounds altogether.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
good profit margin.
Yeah. Aluminum's expensive.
Yeah, but it's actual aluminum. So
Yeah, that's cool. So cable bills,
Raw.
$60.
Yeah.
Insurance bill, what was it, $57.05. Rent payment, $800. We still have the pending payment to Frank, which will be income on next month. We are negative $100 for the open house, and the electric bill is still unknown. I haven't heard a word about it. So I'm gonna leave that alone.
You don't want to leave it too alone, though.
I'm pretty sure what's probably going to happen is when we renew our contract, that's going to get rolled in with the percent charge for the building. So we'll probably end up having to pay a 3% charge for the electric on the building, or something like that.
And what is that typically?
I want to say it was in the wintertime, like $2,000.
Wait, what is what? Is that 3% or is that?
No, that's $2,000 on the building a month.
So we're talking about $100 a month.
Okay.
That's for $3,000. I'm just assuming the power has gone up a little bit since
Possibly.
the last time I knew it.
Well,
was.
they've also changed quite a bit around to reduce their electric use, so that's a good thing. But at the same time, I don't know what reductions have actually happened.
I have some idea, and it's just pennies.
Again, I'm speculating on that percentage number as well. Hopefully, it's not too much, but that's not for another year, I think.
Does that square at all with what we're measuring on our own system?
I don't know the kilowatts that they're using for the building, so I don't have a measurement of that.
Well, I mean, like, if
our measurement is only for a very small portion of our equipment, and it's only the things that are tied into that one box. So it wouldn't be an accurate measurement anyway. We can't measure anything for the office and for the main lights, and for for example, the server upstairs is on a completely different circuit, and we are not tied in to measure that.
Yeah. If we got a second unit, we could do that though.
No, you'd need 5 or 10 or 15 units.
We need one. All of the electric that's beyond that panel is in the panel in the hallway.
Yeah,
If we wrap the CT coupler
Yeah,
around.
but the panel in the hallway actually handles multiple units. It handles the call center.
Yes.
It handles
But if you wrap the CT transformer around just the bundling of wires that go to our unit, you should be able to get an accurate reading, correct?
no.
So it has to be a single feed then, not
One
you
wire.
can't run. You know,
One wire.
all right, well there goes that idea. Never mind then.
Yeah, you would need the $1,000 worth of CTs to do it. Or
I
something.
don't know.
Well, all right, 500.
They're $15 each.
All right, 100.
$100.
$100 worth of CTs and stuff to read.
Something to read them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So I had to build my own voltage. Anyways, back on chart here.
anyway.
So yeah, we don't really know what our percentage of use is.
Okay.
Not much.
Any other discussion on the bills and treasurer report? All right. So we talked a little bit about membership last month. We haven't seen or heard from Mick really much at all. So we're winging it as far as all this goes. But Andy was looking at contacting some people. We just discussed that a little bit, but that's going to happen once Piero sends over some contacts that need to be called.
So what can I ask? What is the status of the returning tectonic ninjas?
Dave?
I don't have a definitive answer at this time. Short answer is there will be a team here. I'm pretty certain of that.
Okay.
We're going to have to talk to Mick about this because I guess all those guys are coming in on his membership somehow.
Lost your audio.
Yeah, we lost your audio again, Piero.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. You're back.
Okay, are all the teams coming in on Mick's membership?
Well, my understanding that the club was sponsoring a team, right?
Yeah, to an extent.
Well, what is that extent? It should be defined.
Yeah, we need to define it.
Right.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, we need to define that, please.
Yes. Well, let's talk a little bit about that, I guess.
Is there time for that in this meeting, or is that something that needs to be discussed outside of the meeting and then brought back up at a different meeting?
And it's 8, right? Piero, I believe at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about this again.
We can discuss tomorrow. I have information. I'm just not ready to mention it.
All right. So we'll hold off on that discussion a little bit, but yeah. So
Tabled until further notice.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no concrete plans anyway, so at this moment. But there's a lot of really good things that may be coming from that we would definitely want to sponsor if it does happen.
I had a list of advertising stuff that we wanted to do in the minutes from last meeting. A possible sponsor from Andy Mark out of Kokomo, who we probably need to talk to. I don't know why that's there, but it was a discussion item, I guess, last meeting we had. Building committee organized progress report. How's that going? How's organizing things going?
Well, do we have a building committee?
I thought you were on that.
No.
I thought you were facilities director.
No, we don't have one this year.
No, you were facilities
Our
director.
facilities director.
Yeah, that we do.
It says to be decided.
Oh, sorry, you're equipment director,
I'm sorry.
which is really kind of the same thing as that. But
I disagree.
I know. All right.
We do need a facility director.
We do need a facility director. Unfortunately, we don't have one right now. And maybe we can kick Frank in the butt and make him do that. So that's pretty much what he was acting as.
Yes.
He
He would have answers to all those questions.
Yeah. Research on that was already discussed and is off the radar. Right. CNC machine, how's that going? Equipment.
Well, I believe it's to the point where we need to purchase electronics for it.
Okay.
If not, it's really close to that.
Okay. So we need to probably look at motors and various other things. I know they're selling a couple motors online. Were those going to be not useful?
No, those would be good for a robot or a 3D printer or a small CNC.
Okay.
They would definitely not. Yeah, they're like 100 ounce inch.
Oh yeah, that sounds
Inch ounce, whatever.
good.
Yeah, I've got those 2 motors that are in the bottom of that red roll around.
That might be an option.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if those were steppers or if those were.
It
I
wouldn't
thought
matter.
those were servos.
Servos would be preferable. We don't want to use steppers.
Interesting. Okay.
We want continuous rotation servos. Very high torque.
So those might do it then.
Yeah.
We only got 2, but that'll at least get us the XY, and then we can worry about the Z.
Yeah, the Z doesn't.
Z doesn't get a whole lot, hopefully. Okay, that's good news. So we'll look at that and then look at some electronics boards that might support those motors. Form committee, laser cutter. How's the laser cutter committee / stuff going? I know that I haven't really paid attention to the forum posts much lately, so is there any progress done on researching laser cutter?
I thought we had pretty much decided on what we wanted to do for which model. It was the
Blackfish or blacktooth.
blacktooth.
So we're thinking about rolling our own, essentially.
Yeah, and the benefits of that were that it was going to be more modular, it was going to be more upgradable, it would allow us to customize it easier. It fit the spirit of the place better than anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was a reasonable price.
We need to get that information as well as some overarching information on how we're going to use it at the space, various aspects like that, so we can get a grant committee to go after it as well.
It's really not that much money, so.
Okay.
I don't know what we've got saved up. We can discuss that tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we'll discuss that tomorrow when Piero's here. And maybe we can just outright go for it. I'd like to just get a grant.
Well, yeah.
It's a great little thing because it has an end goal and it has a possibility of a grant being written for. It screams grant writing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing with the blacktooth that's really nice is we don't have to build the whole laser cutter at once.
Right.
We can build the chassis, and then we can get the electronics, and then we can get the laser and all that stuff and do it in stages.
That's true too.
Which we'll do anyway as we're building it. So.
All right. So that's something that we'll need to get going on. Once we have that, and we can let our grant writing people, Suzanne, and leading by Suzanne, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Event committee, upcoming classes is the metal milling class, and that's it right now. We really need to get going on more classes mostly to counteract our income with regards to our nonprofit status.
Mm-hmm.
It's uncomfortable right now how few classes we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can you hear me? Is my audio all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that guy that's teaching the milling class tomorrow, I think he would like to teach other classes at our place also.
Perfect.
So maybe we can,
I'm all for that. Yes.
He really wants. I mean, that's how I found him. Basically, was he put his own ad out on Craigslist offering his welding expertise to anybody who wanted to hire him as a one-on-one instructor.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we like this.
He knows all of that stuff. He knows the lathe, the mill, the cutters, the welders, all that kind of stuff. So maybe we can pitch him to put together class packages that he could, it could be one of these win-win deals for both of us.
Yes, absolutely. I already have some interest from the church next door, actually, on a welding class.
Okay.
They've already had 3 people ask me about that possibility. They're like, "Oh, you have a welder? Can you teach classes on that?"
Right.
So.
Okay, so maybe that should be the next thing that we ask him to do, like a welding 101, perhaps.
Yeah, possibly.
On the website, in the course management software, you can put classes up that put up example curriculum classes, examples of classes that you want that you might be considering teaching, and then members of the website can then register their interest in it, so you can gauge the interest of what classes people want to take.
That's
Right.
pretty useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can just throw up a whole bunch of stuff and see what bites, and then find somebody to teach it to.
But don't tell me it's black text on black background.
It's
a bit annoying.
Yeah, I wish I had more time. I need to go through and burn down the file sheet and start from scratch, because the ones that were provided are horrendous. With the forum is just like rainbow-colored black and white and pink and purple and green and strange colors.
All right, so that's curriculum, course curriculum. How should I describe that?
I don't remember what it's called. I can't think very well at the moment.
Curriculum.
Interest.
There you go.
Interest form.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how that works. We'll sort it out. But there's,
Cool.
There's
Cool
stuff
stuff.
to do.
Yeah.
So.
Website committee, right? Or yeah, right. I know it's yours and Frank's.
We have a website.
We have a website.
Um,
How's AWS doing, and are we protected from the shell shock?
Valid question. I will double check.
Okay. I know we talked about it, but I wasn't sure if we went back in there and checked it after the actual fix came out.
I have updated so many machines, I have no idea.
Okay. So there is a possibility we might still be minorly affected, but I know you did at least one patch to it, so it's not nearly as bad as the original.
I didn't, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Hey,
Right.
before I go, I have one thing to maybe raise up.
Absolutely.
So those cameras, you know that one digital camera that I put on there that shows the upstairs lounge on the camera server?
Yeah.
So I have 4 more of those. I bought them to start putting up a system around my house, but I wanted to know if the club was interested in buying some of them.
Possibly. We can maybe work something out with that.
They're like $60 each.
$60. Okay.
I think we have one bad camera, at least from Frank's diagnosis. We have one bad camera, and the other 3 aren't working right. So one actually shuts the power supply down, and the other 3 just don't want to start up and run right. So there may be other issues.
I also found that the issue with the Axis one was simply that it was an AC only power feed you're supposed to feed it.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can get it to talk then.
That should work. Yeah, that should work, because I connected to it perfectly fine when I was at home when I put the right voltage to it.
Okay. So yeah, think about those. I mean, they're fairly nice PoE IP cameras, you know, with the infrareds, and just like the one that's upstairs right now.
It would be good maybe to have one of those in here in the classroom.
One of them in here, one of them in the other area, a couple other, like this aisleway, and maybe one upstairs looking over the
I don't know if we need high def,
balcony.
super duper high def for those.
Oh no, but we need something there, and that's
Well,
IP, so it can
But
actually.
these are, I mean, they're nice PoE cameras, and they're almost cheaper than a crappy analog camera.
Yeah, definitely. Is that retail amount that you're?
That's Alibaba Express, Hong Kong, China.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I wouldn't mind going in and getting a few extra then. But yeah, I think we probably will talk about maybe getting at least a few of yours and then move on from there.
Okay. All right. Well, I gotta go. So.
All right. Thanks for showing up and talking to us.
See you later.
See you tomorrow.
The Foscam pan and tilt cameras, like what we have in the main work area, run about the same price, but they're not as good of a resolution. But they are pan and tilt.
Okay.
Those cameras, I believe, have a pan and tilt option because they come up when you connect to them with pan and tilt controls that don't do anything.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if they do. I don't know if the motors are missing or what. Something.
Just a mount.
Yeah.
It should have a cable that plugs into a mount.
Yeah.
Off the camera.
All right.
Which is how much?
We need to.
Probably not much. You could probably make one.
So with regards to the website,
Trolls all around.
with regards to the website, we need to move the wiki off and get rid of it.
Yeah,
I need
that's
to
going to.
transfer a lot of that information over to the.
We need to duct tape someone to a chair and tell them copy everything from here into something here.
Okay. AKA Franklin.
Somebody, anybody. I mean, it's just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste 100 times.
Yeah.
Because I want all the equipment information is in there with serial numbers and all that stuff. And,
Yeah. All that's there. All
maintenance
the
information.
all the meeting minutes, all of the bylaws and articles and stuff like that that we need for the incorporation aspect are all there too. So
Articles, yeah.
bylaws.
I'd say there might be some way to automatically do it, but no, probably not, because the wiki formatting is what's stored, so it would have to be.
Yeah, it has to be at least somewhat converted.
At least, yeah, probably just copy and paste, so it saves formatting.
Actually, if you can download it, OpenOffice will automatically convert it.
The wiki format.
It does work wiki markup.
Yeah.
All right, so something to think about. We still need to get that done somehow. Security committee. We are still trying to figure stuff out. My card scanners disappeared. I have no idea where they are.
Which card scanner? The door?
Door scanner.
I put them off the table.
Oh, thank you. All right. So I won't have time to work on any of that stuff. So I'll be gone all next week. But there's still discussion about it. Every week we go, well, how can we do this? And everybody has kind of shrugs and goes, no. So we need to have something soon, because in order for us to grow, we can't be guessing on door codes, and we have some type of solid solution in place, and now it doesn't exist. Then we looked briefly last week about possibly using some type of pay service to manage accounts as well as to integrate security into it. But
The gentleman who visited from the other makerspace gave us a link to a project that they did based on a Raspberry Pi. I don't have a Pi to play with.
That's what the door lock system is using.
Okay.
So I can get you one.
Well, do you want me to just give you the link so that you can?
I don't have time. I won't be able to mess with it. That's the problem I have. I have no time. That's why that current system, which is pretty close to being where we need it to be, isn't there yet.
Okay.
I mean, we've got the code on the Arduino. We've got it reading codes. We've got it sending the codes over serial and receiving the security code over serial. We have the Raspberry Pi. We have the serial interface, but we don't have them talking to each other properly. We don't have the code from the Raspberry Pi that says look up the database and send the acceptance signal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've got that already done, so you could probably just install it.
Sure.
So,
sure.
Okay. Well, I don't know when, but whenever.
Yeah, feel free to take it, play with it,
Yeah.
do whatever you can to see if we can get it working. There's a Raspberry Pi, an Arduino, and then the door lock system.
Okay.
HID door lock system. All right, so that's security committee. New business. We already talked about the wood. That was one of the items. Winter maintenance needs to be done on the wood burner. We talked briefly about that. Chimney sweep is already here. We just need to take everything apart, sweep the crap out of it, get all the creosote we can out of it. And the skylight needs to be repaired. That is pretty important. If it's not leaking yet, it will be soon.
Okay.
We repaired it last year.
Uh-huh.
And during the course of the winter, it was so cold that it popped the seal again. So we went up there and looked at it, and the whole corner had popped off of we used silicone last year, so it popped off the silicone. Is there a possibility we could use some other substance than silicone? Would epoxy work? I got 2 gallons. I got about a gallon left of epoxy.
Yes and no. Epoxy is going to get brittle and come apart in sunlight.
Yeah.
It does not handle sunlight. The combination of sunlight and oxygen is bad for it. It will deteriorate within a few months.
I can get Advils for UV resistance, or just paint the edges of it to coat it,
Okay.
so it doesn't get UV coated.
Yeah, the type of epoxy that you have, that's marine epoxy, right?
Yeah.
That'll handle the temperature changes, and will seal.
It's pure marine epoxy. It's
Yeah, I
not
mean, it's,
vinyl additive or nothing.
yeah, well, vinyl isn't going to hurt it.
Right.
Vinyl, polyester, whatever, isn't going to hurt that. It isn't going to hurt the use of what we're talking about. It's just a matter of it's got to be UV stabilized.
Okay. Or just coated.
Yeah, and if we can do a filler, you had some of the glass filler, but
Yes.
any kind of filler to make it a little bit less runny while it sets will help with that as well.
Yeah, we could either do wood dust filler or just use.
I don't know about wood dust because wood dust, anything that's exposed on the outside is going to take in moisture, and moisture is going to screw with stability.
What about cloth?
I've got that.
Fiberglass.
Yeah, I've got a couple of feet of woven fiberglass that I can bring in and let you guys use and shred if necessary.
Okay, so we
I
can
don't
probably
really
take
care.
the epoxy off and then use some fiberglass and resin, and just coat it with epoxy.
You have an electric scissors? Cut it with?
No, I just
Probably just cut it with
Regular scissors.
I just cover it with regular scissors and I use cheap scissors so I can throw them away
Yeah.
because they don't last long.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So it sounds like a good solution, then.
That my wife really gets mad when I use the fiskars.
What I'll probably do then is
I never tried that on a carbon fiber.
pull all the
I'd get killed.
I'll pull all the epoxy silicone off the outside of it, get it all cleaned off again.
That's to be cleaned off and dry is the big thing. We can use acetone to dry it, and if we need to make sure that it is completely dry before we put the stuff down. That stuff takes how many hours to set to fully cure?
Fully cure 48 hours.
Okay.
Or no, 24 hours.
Okay. Yeah. So we've got big temperature changes now during the daytime, and that's going to bring moisture into it. And the moisture getting into it's going to be the bad thing. How quickly does it set? 15 minutes?
Sets roughly an hour to 2 hours.
That's going to be fine. It would be good if we did that in an afternoon and then let it set. Like if we did it on Saturday afternoon and let it set until
And the colder it is, the longer it sets.
always.
Yeah.
You don't
We
want to
can't
push it.
speed up the reaction with a heater, though.
Yeah, you don't want to push it though, because anytime you push epoxy, it becomes more brittle.
Yep.
And less likely to be to hold strength.
So, any other new business?
I think Wes is the only one out there. Wes, are you out there still?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I was just
Any new
sitting back
business from
listening.
Wes?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
The only other thing I had was the radio tower stuff. I want to figure out what in the world we can do before it starts snowing.
Okay.
So other than that, I think that's the only thing I had.
Yeah, if we
left.
need a basic array up there for the winter, that would be good.
Yeah, if we just balance something out and forget about what it is we don't have. Because I know we want to do a lot more than what we have.
Sure.
Because I don't think we're going to get what we want done before it starts snowing, right?
Probably could, but
I mean, let's be realistic about it, though. So we have to find the LMDs,
they're over there. Oh, you mean the dish?
the dish.
That we can worry about later.
Okay, skip the dish. So we've got.
We can put the dish up too. We just make an antenna for it and run coax, and deal with LNPs later.
Okay. All right. So, but we need to get that. We need to get it. We need to get the pull out. We need to get everything mounted. At least the concept of it being mounted to pull down. Figure out the weight differentials and how we're going to counterweight it. What else?
All the important stuff. None of that matters. That's not the hard part.
hard part's the wiring
Um,
and the loop. Oh, what the hell we call it? The race something.
No, what we need to do is we need to get it to the roof level. We need to get the cables from the antennas to the roof level, and we need a bulkhead right there for the cables connect to.
Okay.
On the bulkhead, for example, would be the LNAs, which are over there.
Okay.
So the cables come from the
So,
antennas.
a waterproof bulkhead.
If you wanted to make it waterproof, sure, it doesn't matter. This stuff is all meant to be out in the open.
Okay, so we just need to get something now. That's going to be attached to the tower.
Right.
Okay.
So
At the roof line.
back in the day, I had a plate. I just bolted an aluminum plate to the tower and punched holes through it for coax connectors or whatever.
That's easy enough.
Yeah, and I got coax connectors to go in the bulkhead for that. So we've got.
That's easy.
Yeah. I even bought a set of punches to punch them out with.
All right, so that doesn't sound too hard. What's the hard part? So that's the easy part. What's the hard part?
Time is the main thing. That's very time consuming.
Okay.
So, that's it really. I mean, it'll take a half hour per connector to put them on the cables, probably. Maybe 15 minutes if we're quick.
All right.
But,
even with these solder ones that I got?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we need to focus on that and get it what we can done before winter. Then.
Yeah.
How many lines are we running from down here to up there?
I don't care about that as much as how many lines we're running to the bulkhead from the antennas, right?
And how many is that?
Right.
That's going to be one for every antenna. So
2, 3,
6 probably.
4.
Okay, so that's 3 hours of work.
So there's 2
if we
going
could,
to the satellite, right? There's 2 going to the satellite dish. The dish. Or is there only 1 going to that?
For now, just one.
Just 1. Right.
Eventually,
So
it'll be 5 or 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
if we can set aside just 2 weekend evenings of Frank and I soldering, that would probably be enough to get that done.
We won't know lengths until we have everything assembled, right?
That's another issue, yeah. So we probably ought to put the array together on the ground and measure everything out. Make sure we know how long the cable needs to be to get to the bulkhead.
Okay. Also note, I am getting climbing gear.
Good.
Proper climbing
Okay.
gear.
Yeah, 5-point harness with the seat and all that.
3-point, yeah. It's the harness that goes around your torso.
You can sit on it,
It's
right?
got the chest loop and the 2 side waist loops for hooking into rigging.
Right. Yeah.
The proper safety gear.
Yeah, and you can sit on it, right?
Yeah.
You hook it up and you sit.
Right.
That's perfect.
Hook it up, sit, rest.
That's
Also,
exactly what you need.
I've got some cantilevers and other stuff in order too.
That's perfect. That's all we need. Just something that you can sit down on, because I can tell you you're not going to be standing after jacking and all that.
Right. And I've looked up how to attach rope to a pole.
Yeah.
And secure yourself to a pole, which is surprisingly easy. I didn't realize how easy it was.
It's not hard things. It's just remembering to do every one of them in the right order.
Right.
Or you fall down.
Okay. Also got a safety arrest.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That way you don't snap your spine.
Right.
Yep. Sounds
Follow
good.
arrester.
Yeah, John Persinger found one that had fallen off of somebody's truck.
Let's figure. That's not good. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Yeah,
I-
you're welcome.
I will bring that HOTAS that I was telling you about on Facebook tomorrow, and you can look at it. I picked it up recently at Goodwill. I also have some. I think it's a Sidewinder USB.
Okay.
If that's more to your speed for what you want to do, the HOTAS that I got at Goodwill that I'm reticent to give up. I haven't hooked it up to see if it's working or not, but it's a combined unit that the throttle disconnects from, so you can spread them out.
The Thrustmaster one?
Yeah, it was a Thrustmaster one.
Okay, I think I know the one you're talking about. You have to take a look. Thing is, I've actually got a couple joysticks at home. I'm looking. I want to build a cockpit, and I'm trying to figure out, what I want to do part of me wants to get a high-end joystick. Another part of me wants to try to just build something custom, and I'm debating. So, but yeah, let me see what it is. I think I know the one you're talking about. So.
Yeah, I got that, and I saw it. I saw it at Goodwill. And I was like, ooh, for MechWarrior Online.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've got an older like X45 from Saytech, but the problem is its drivers are kind of crap now.
yeah, I've got an old Saytech one as well. It's nothing.
Then actually what I've been using is I got a Cyborg X from Saytech, which is actually a pretty nice, but it's just a single stick, but it's adjustable and it's got a pretty nice throttle on it, but it's all one. I'm looking to eventually I want to build a cockpit, so I have like a fighter stick on one side and the
yeah, I wasn't sure if you were looking for something old like the old Top Gun, set from Thrustmaster. I used to have that, but I got rid of mine.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about one of those because I was thinking I might be able to get one of those cheap, and then I've seen plans out there like taking Arduino and basically, make it USB. Cut out the old circuit board and put your own in there with some Arduino code. So.
Okay.
But yeah.
We'll talk tomorrow.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
All right. You too. See you later.